For more debates, updates, and bonus content, sign up at thebigconversation.show.
Personally, I don't desire to live an infinite life. I do desire, however, to get to the next one, the one where I can see God face to face. I mean, what a mind-blowing idea. You know, I don't know 100% that that's true. And my guess is that we very imperfectly understand what has been revealed through the Bible. So probably we have a bunch of it wrong because we just see through a glass darkly. But we are held out this possibility that there is a life beyond this where we are loved or we are known, where we can know the supermind, the true superintelligence beyond all space and time. And to me, the opportunity to meet that superintelligence is so exciting that even if it's just for a moment, I would like to see about getting there. So I do find myself desiring that, and I think that's consistent with what I read, and learn from a Christian worldview.
Sure. I mean, it sounds like the closest thing, Nick, that you believe in God in terms of is potentially a superintelligence that we are the creation of, albeit not the same one that Ros has in mind. Would you like, if it is the case that we're living in some kind of simulation, would you like to be able to meet that superintelligence one day? Would that be a goal that you aspire to?
I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure whether that's the closest in my belief space either to what Rosalind was talking about. I do fundamentally feel, though, that inadequate to try to actually form a firm opinion about a lot of these things. And I don't really mean this modestly either. It's not as if I think a lot of other people out there are like so much more qualified than me either. I think we're all like these little creatures who are like in a vast world that we understand very little of, and until very recently understood even less. So presumably, even if we're just allowed with our own small brains to continue for another few hundred years, we'll probably figure out some pretty cool stuff. And then beyond that, there are presumably many, many more things that we have no chance of figuring out with our little brains. So it seems likely that we've overlooked at least one crucial consideration, like some argument or idea or insight or fact that if only we became aware of it and took it properly into account would kind of radically change our whole picture of what we should be doing, our whole stack of priorities. Like, it seems kind of a little implausible that we've now found the last crucial consideration and we've got it figured.
And by that, do you mean that you're not prepared to be as certain in that sense that there's a God that will answer all these questions? You think that there's, I mean, I was fascinated, and maybe that we can start to just wrap it up here, but there's a paragraph on your website, Nick, where it says is almost exactly what you just said, which is, in terms of directing our efforts as a civilization, it would seem useful to have some notion of which direction is up and which is down, what we should promote and what we should discourage. I believe it's likely we're overlooking one or more crucial considerations, ideas or arguments that might plausibly reveal the need for not just some minor course adjustment in our endeavours, but a major change of directional priority. And those seeking to make the world better should therefore take it as important to get to the bottom of these matters, or else to find some way of dealing wisely with our cluelessness if it is inescapable. So, what I mean, I guess it's hard to envision what that course change might be, what that big thing is we might be missing. But are you saying that you think we're only sort of in the foothills of where our understanding of mind and technology and everything, where it could ultimately lead us as human beings? Is that the idea?
Yeah, and I think we know a lot of details, but there might be some crucial things about how all of these details fit together, the overall picture it's revealed. I mean, just take this simulation argument. Like, suppose for the sake of this discussion that it's actually right, then until that was discovered, that would just be this massive piece of information about the world that we were oblivious to up until just 2 decades ago. And why think that would be the last such thing? And theology could be one source of these. There might be many other places as well where these kind of earthquakes in our worldview could arise from. But I don't think we've seen the last. And so one feels a kind of ultimate sense of dependency, of like hoping that things works out, like and yeah, a kind of humility,
a sense of humility in a sense as well.